Can't get enough sports shorts? Tune into Sports Shorts TV on Cox HD Channel 1013 Mondays at 8, Tuesdays at 9, and ETEL Channel 4. That's 52 weeks a year to get educated on sports by the best. Joel Davis and Ronnie Rance.
Welcome, everyone, to this week's edition of Sports Shorts, presented by LeBaer's Casino in Baton Rouge. Ronnie Rance alongside Joel Davis. And we've got a fast-paced hour for you because there's so much to get to in the world of sports. Obviously, being based right here in Baton Rouge, big weekend for the LSU Tigers and a lot of sports, but the biggest one being basketball. I mean, it's been a long time, Joel, since, 2006 when they went to the Final Four, right? I mean, a long time since LSU basketball could truly say that they could play with anybody in the country, and that's what they've proven this year. They're ranked in the top. They were ranked 13th in one of the polls going into this week. We know they lost a close one at home to Florida. They won a close one in overtime over the weekend. But now on their resume, not only are they tied for first place in the SEC, which is considered one of the top 5 conferences in college basketball, but they're also beat Kentucky on the road, beat a Tennessee team that's been ranked as high as number 1 this year. They were 5th when the LSU beat them. But they beat Kentucky and beat Tennessee, the two teams that, quite frankly, they're going to probably end up tied with at least one or both of them by the end of the season.
Well, look, we talked about this Saturday, and we talked about Javonte Smart. I told you how I felt about him. I said if I had my choice between Naz Reid and Javonte Smart, I think I would not only take Javonte Smart first, but it's overwhelmingly easy decision for me. So, and he proved it. Javonte Smart is proving to be a 5-star athlete for LSU. He is a freshman sensation. He will not. I can't imagine him going pro after this year. Imagine how good this guy is going to be next year. I mean, we remember Mays, the way he was as a freshman. I mean, he was a guy that was out of control going to the basket, right? I mean, he could make a few shots here. He played a lot of minutes, but anytime he got into the paint, he wanted to drive and could never finish, and he just looked absurd doing it. Javonte Smart is doing this as a freshman. How good is this guy going to be next year? I mean, it's going to be unbelievable how talented, how good he's going to be for the future of LSU. Tremont Waters being out, it was like it was almost like the end of the world, right, for a lot of LSU fans.
Yeah, I thought so too.
You expected Naz Reid to get his 15 points. That didn't happen. Naz Reid showed up, got 1 point at one point in overtime. Just wasn't really a factor in the game at all. I think he played 4 minutes total in the first half. So it was a it was Smart's game, and then you had you trickle in a little Mays. Mays got 20-plus points. 23 points. And, they played team ball, Ronnie. Darius Days hit a big 3 at a critical moment in that game. And, you saw the experience in Tennessee. Have you ever seen in a game of this magnitude as many pull-up 13, 12, and 10-foot J's in your life by a team? I've never seen so many and successful 10, 11, and 12-foot jump shots from the elbow. It was unbelievable how disciplined Tennessee was in that basketball game. How good were they on out of timeouts? They played sensational, Ronnie, and LSU beat them.
Yeah,
that's how good LSU is.
To give you a few numbers on the game, and this has kind of been a story for LSU this year. Tennessee shot better from the field, shot better from 3, but yet LSU won the game.
It's incredible.
It's because LSU had less turnovers. They had,
right.
Even in overtime, they had under 10 turnovers.
Right.
And they got to the free throw line 15 more times and made 12 more free throws.
That's because they went to the rack.
Than Tennessee. But you mentioned Javonte Smart, and let me let the folks know. This is why I've got it figured out. This is why LSU won the basketball game. Because we were sitting here Saturday morning on Sports Shorts Radio, which is every Saturday morning from 10 to noon on ESPN Radio in Baton Rouge, 104.5, 104.9 FM. Every Saturday morning, 10 to 12. And Joel did the first hour with us. Then he left, and he was selling furniture at Wood Haven Furniture Company.
Sold a lot.
At about 10:30, at about 11:30. I'm sorry. No, you were with us. You were okay. Because the basketball game started early. Basketball game started at 11.
I left at 11.
So you were here though. But at 10:30, the news broke that Tremont Waters was not going to play in the basketball game because he was sick with the flu. So what did I do?
You put a lot of money on.
Put a lot of money on Tennessee.
That's right.
-3.
Yeah.
That's why LSU won the game.
It's because we're.
I mean, we laugh at it, but that's it.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
The opposite of what you bet.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's
Why
amazing.
don't you just go with the opposite of what you think?
Well, I need
you'd be rich.
I need people to help donate to me. If you want LSU to win every game they play in any sport, just let me bet on the opponent.
No, you just.
And it's going to come true.
You know, you could benefit. Everybody could benefit here, including yourself. Just bet the opposite of what you think, and
So
LSU
hard
will
to
still
do.
benefit, and you'll benefit.
Listen, when I had no thought of betting.
I thought you bet before the Tremont Waters.
No, I don't bet basketball.
Oh.
I never bet basketball. Like I mean,
What'd you drop on that game?
There wasn't a
Like, was it an absurd amount?
No,
like
it was an
oh my
absurd
God,
amount.
put 1,000 on that.
No, it wasn't an absurd amount. But I mean, the point is that like I have no. There's not a part of my DNA that ever wants to bet on a basketball game, right? Like it's just I bet college football, pro football. That's it. The rest of the sports, the rest of the time of the year,
AFF.
no AF. I don't bet any of that. Okay, but I'm sitting here, and then of course I'm already thinking, LSU's probably not going to beat Tennessee anyway. And then when Tremont Waters, their best player, the floor general, the leader of their team, the sophomore make it happen guy, everything
really didn't
flows
have a
through
good
him.
game Wednesday night. Though.
I mean,
really did not have a good game
Wednesday
Wednesday
night. When he has
night.
a good game, they win. Tremont Waters, the glue of this LSU basketball team, when he is not going to play, and what are they going to do? There's nothing they're going to do. They're going to lose.
Gonna lose.
I mean, Tennessee has to win, right? I mean, they went and got destroyed at Kentucky. They're the number one team in the country. They're veterans. They got all these athletes. No, I'll lose the bet.
And I mean, it was a smart.
By the way, Tennessee was up 9 with 7 minutes to go.
It's incredible. They were up the whole game.
9 with 7 minutes to
I
go.
mean, it was like LSU couldn't get within 4. Like we get to 4, and then Tennessee would hit a 12-foot jump shot.
Now, I will say this. I will
Again.
I will
from
say
the
this.
elbow.
I'm glad
Unstoppable.
I'm glad that LSU won. The worst would have been if they lost by 2. That would have been the worst. Because then they don't win and I lose, and at least this way I feel like I paid for LSU to win.
Sure, and if I was to bet, like that's how I would want to bet. Like if I ever bet against the Saints,
right?
At least I would either win some money or I would lose money and they would still win. So if I was to bet, that's why I don't bet, because I'm not good, just like you. Except the difference between me and you, neither one of us are good at betting. You still put your money on the games. I just don't do that. I'm not stupid enough to do that.
But Scotlandville, how about the story? And John Brady mentioned this on the radio broadcast on Eagle 98.1, and that was that, this has a lot of the feel of 2006. You've got the local tie, right? You got Smart and Mays, Baton Rouge products. Mays went to U-High. Smart went to Scotlandville. There's this tremendous chemistry. Obviously, they're playing for something bigger with Wade Sims' passing, his death in the fall, and they've dedicated the season. That was Mays' best friend. It's just the whole Kumbaya story, the local tie-in, the boot up, hashtag. And I was not Javonte Smart has been way up and down this year.
Well, but you've seen a lot of flashes.
He's a freshman. But he's a freshman. So
but you've seen flashes from him, like specialness.
Absolutely. But I haven't been critical because he's a freshman. When you ask a freshman to be a dude, you're going to get roller coaster. It just is what it is in any sport. He stepped up unlike anything I've ever seen in the absence of Waters. I mean, he showed his length. He showed his quickness. They could not keep him from going to the rack in the second half. He got to the rim anytime he wanted. It was unbelievable.
You know whose call that was, though? Give Will Wade some credit, man. He's the one that said, it's going to start falling. Take it in, attack the basket versus the zone, attack them. They can't stop you. And if they do, kick it out. So, I mean, Will Wade has to take some credit on this to believe in Javonte Smart, to tell him to take it inside. But you knew that eventually Javonte Smart was, I told you on Saturday, this dude is the real deal. He's going to get better.
Right.
And that was his coming out party. I'm telling you, man, he has been special. You mentioned it, up and down, but when Tremont Waters is in there, he's not that guy. He's not the one to kind of break defenses down. That's Tremont Waters' job. Well, Waters wasn't there. So that role became his. So now you have two guys that you can lean on.
By the way, you just saw
forward.
a snapshot of 2020. I mean, that's your backcourt.
That's your backcourt.
Mays and that's your backcourt because I don't think Smart's not going to go pro after year one. He would be a fool to do it. Plus he could be the man next year.
If he was 6'6", 6'7", oh, he's gone.
But
he's not.
But here's the thing. It's going to be interesting. Baseball has to deal with this more than any sport, right? You go after your junior year, and here's what happens. And this is, I think, what might happen this year with LSU basketball. Now, granted, we're not to the end of the season yet, but you've got players, and I think Ricky Blanton told me this one time when he was the head coach at Nichols, the former LSU great. He said, Ronnie, every player in Division I basketball, no matter the level, no matter if they're a bench player or not, thinks they're going to play in the NBA. Right. I mean, they just do. I mean, the eighth guy at Northwestern State thinks he's going to, if he gets a chance, he's going to play in the NBA. That said, you got a lot of players that are on this LSU roster that think they are one and done players, or they think they are, no way they play after their sophomore year. So now ego, expectation, all that comes into play, because the reality is, unless Tremont Waters gets a first-round grade, which is hard to give him a first-round grade sub 6 foot tall, okay, when we've seen games where he just gets taken out or disappears. Now, that's uncommon, and he's a great player, and I think he can find a way in the NBA and be a veteran and play a long time. But is he a first-round pick? Are you hanging your franchise on a 5'10" guard?
No, I don't think he's a first-round draft pick. But man, he can really just disassemble a defense.
But my point is that
I think he's too.
He would be great for him to come back for this LSU basketball team next year.
He's not going to come back. He'll go play in Europe.
But regardless of where he's going to be drafted, he's probably going to go because he won't mentally allow himself to think, wow, I played 3 years in college.
Well,
he thought he was going to be a one and done last year.
Well, it's been an up and down year for Tremont Waters. It's been moments where he's just been brilliant, and then there's been moments like this past Wednesday. So I think
moments where he didn't start. He was playing so poorly in early December that they put him on the bench to send a message. And to his credit, he took the coaching and he's raised his level of play.
Well, let me just tell you something. After he just watched his team
beat
the number 5 team
without him
in college basketball, without him, and the other superstar Naz Reid didn't do anything.
1 point.
1 point.
That's the thing that's so impressive about this win.
Competition just does things to good, whether it's sales or athletes.
Yep.
Good competition will raise his level. I expect Tremont Waters, after watching Javonte Smart do what he did, well, he's got to try to one-up that guy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he can't allow this freshman to come in and steal the glory from him. So I'm telling you, that dude's going to have it turned to 11. And, I mean, he's going to play smarter. He's got to – the one thing that he's got to do better is in critical moments, stop looking for the big play. That's the one thing. When you're down by 1 or up by 1 with less than a minute to go, let's not look for the flare play. Let's not look for the half-court alley-oop play that's cost LSU in the past.
As we go to break, we're going to play a little video for you because, as we told you in the beginning of the show, you had LSU basketball beating Tennessee without Waters, without Naz Reid contributing much. Which the atmosphere was electric. Tip of the cap to the fans. They were incredible. The student section was old school student section. Of course, they were typical LSU student section. A little vulgarity in there. A little, suck this, bite that. I mean, unbelievable. Yeah,
I saw some twerking.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's just, what? Twerking. At this point, let's just not even get upset anymore. Let's just, what? There needs to be a big sign I'm looking for this sign. So any students out there watching this show, if make a giant sign behind the basket that just says, "We're not Duke." Okay? We're not going to be the Duke student section, which is classy and creative and funny and sarcastic. No. We're just going to be suck it. That's who we are.
Well,
that's what LSU
they
is.
were at Tigerland the night before.
Please don't sing that song, neck. And we've asked them for 10 years. They're going to keep doing it. And now you see little kids with 10-year-olds with their parents yelling it. And then at the basketball game, it's embarrassing. National TV, F this, F that. I mean, Bob Pettit's over there, Mr. Class, and we're over there sucking this. I mean, it's unbelievable. Yeah. But it is what it is. Just make a big sign that says, "We're not the Duke student section." Okay? But now, that said, on a positive note, LSU baseball sweeps. We'll get into that when we come back. There's a great story we're going to show you later on about Skip Bertman doing the PA. We got the video of that. But going to break, Antoine Duplantis' brother, let's just say Mondo's brother, Antoine, right? Antoine Duplantis, the great LSU outfielder who's going to probably be an all-SEC player this year. His brother, Mondo Duplantis, is a rock star in Europe. And he just set the national indoor pole vaulting record as a freshman at LSU. We knew this was going to happen. It's not amazing, but we knew it was going to happen. And we've got the video and the interview from him breaking the national indoor record. Now what's left? Go get the national outdoor record later in the spring, and then he's going to go pro. He's one and done in track at LSU, and he's going to go pro and make millions over in Europe.
We're going to show this video, right?
Yep.
Okay. When you have a chance, you out there, go on YouTube, find the video, and then do a slow-mo through this.
Yeah,
do a slow-mo through this thing he does. And I'm going to tell you something, dude. It's almost humanly impossible what he does with his body.
All right, here's Mondo Duplantis, LSU track and field, just a couple days ago, setting the national indoor track and field. All right, you see Mondo Duplantis right there. We had some audio difficulties. There's this pop who actually ran track at LSU in the 80s, where he met Mondo's mom, who, of course, was a heptathlete at LSU from Sweden. So you got Dad, who was a pole vaulter from Holy Cross in New Orleans. You got Mondo, who's the super child created by these two outstanding track athletes. And, oh, by the way, Antoine Duplantis was a heck of a pole vaulter. He just gave it up at some point in high school. But watch this.
How tall is this guy?
Over 19 feet, 5 inches, guy.
Like, what's the record? What's the world record?
20 or low 20s somewhere.
I mean,
I don't know, low over
how
20.
impressive is the backflip? He's not on a trampoline.
Yeah.
He's on a wet mat.
Yeah.
I mean,
unbelievable.
He just did a backflip like out of mashed potatoes.
Go online. We thought we'd have the audio for you, but go online to YouTube it. Mondo Duplantis sets indoor record, and you get to hear the great interview afterwards. We'll take a time out. Sports Shorts presented by LaBerge Casino. We'll be back right after this.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau St. Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase.
Introducing the Mercedes-Benz family of vans, including the full-size Sprinter and the mid-size Metris. If these are your wingtips, if this is your gourmet latte, then these are your vans. Vans for professionals. Strictly professionals. Best commercial van residual value according to ALG, and starting at just $25,995. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to...
When you come to Relief Windows, your experience starts here.
Or here.
Then we come to your home.
We measure twice.
And then we bring custom windows to your home.
We remove your old windows.
Install your new windows.
Clean our mess.
And we make sure you're completely satisfied.
And all of this before you pay a dime. And at Relief Windows, our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Relief Windows.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
Welcome back. Sports Shorts presented by LeBears Casino. They had Cowboy Mouth at LeBears last weekend. They've got this coming Friday, Three Doors Down, a power acoustic set on Mardi Gras weekend over there. And you got Sarah Evans in April. A lot of great shows. Download the LeBears app, LeBears Baton Rouge app for free on your smartphone and check it out. Joel Davis, Ronnie Rance here with you. We talked a little LSU hoops in the first segment. Tigers tied for first place, 4 games left to go in their schedule. LSU baseball, 7-0 to start the season. But, man, I tell you, it's been a funky 7-0 start. They just swept Bryant over the weekend. They had their midweek win
last
week against – who did they play?
Living on the edge a little bit.
How about this stat?
They played Army.
The first 6 games of the season, LSU allowed 5 runs or more in all 6 games. The last time that LSU started the season with that statistic was 66 years ago. And the record was 7 straight. And now they gave up 3 or 4 on Sunday. So they did snap that streak. But they had 6 straight games where they allowed 5 runs or more. And, oh, by the way, the staff ERA is over 5 through 7 games. And these aren't it's not the toughest competition
So
in the
they
world.
ate the cheese is what you're saying. They ate the cheese. Coming into the season, the hype, all the hype that they were getting, number 1 team, and they're not playing like it right now. They're winning games, but, they could have easily lost 3 of those games that they've won.
It's kind of been a lot of good. It's kind of way up or way down, right? In the sense that they've got Josh Smith hitting over 500 through the first 7 games. That 7-game hit streak. That's
well,
Rafe
you talk about
Rhymes
Duplantis. Duplantis goes yard again.
The 3 home runs through Duplantis.
Crazy.
He only had 2 all of last season. He's hitting over 400. Cabrera's hitting over 400. So the dudes are being dudes. Now, Zach Watson's gotten off to a slow start. We haven't seen a homer yet, and he's hitting just a little over 200. So we got to get Zach Watson going. But the guys who you thought were guys, Josh Smith, Cabrera, Duplantis, they're guys. And you've seen some nice things so far by the freshmen. Pitching wise, a little mixed bag. Jaden Hill probably the nicest surprise, the MVP maybe through the first 2 starts. The Sunday starter, he's a freshman from Arkansas. They say he's one of the best athletes on campus. Tests out with all the the lifting and running and jumping and everything else. He
looks like a pitcher.
Cedric Harris, who played center field for LSU in that 2000 national championship team, they're related. Cedric from Texarkana, Arkansas. But he has been 92, 94, right-handed, great athlete. Like, there's a lot to like there. You can visualize this young man being in the big leagues in 5 years or something like that. He's got that kind of body, that kind of stuff. Marceau, a little of the luster came off, gave up 4 runs in the 4th on Saturday. Didn't get credit for anything. But Marceau, all right, one really good, one not real good. But I think he's going to be fine. Zach Hess took one bad, one good. Zach Hess showed improvement in week 2. Not quite the Zach Hess of April of last year, but Zach Hess. So it's kind of been a mixed bag by this LSU baseball team. But at the end of the day, they're 7-0. We're going to learn a lot more about them in the coming week. They've got South Alabama on Tuesday. That's a regional team year in and year out. They go at Texas for a 3-game series this weekend. Texas is not your daddy's Texas. This isn't a powerhouse Texas team. They're a ranked but barely, and I saw them play and did a couple games over at UL, and I think they're a 20 to 30 ranked team in the country.
They don't have a legendary coach anymore.
Yeah, so we'll see, but for LSU baseball to start the season.
I'm waiting. I can't even really get into baseball yet with LSU. It's just because of who they've played, and it hasn't been, I just don't think that they've probably really suited up thinking we can be beat yet. I don't think that they have any sense of urgency yet. I think they're just kind of going through the motions right now. They know that they're better than these baseball teams, and even if they lose, they know they're better than these baseball teams. And I think that I don't think you have anything to worry about with LSU. They're going to get better with time, and these games are basically that they've played so far, in my mind, are like preseason games. You just kind of get your kinks out. Let's tinker with the roster. We're going to tinker with the pitching staff. We're going to tinker with the way we're pitching people. I think that's all about setting it up. It's preseason for LSU, and that's kind of how Mainieri rolls. He's going to, there's going to make a lot of different changes over the coming weeks.
No question, but your lineup, I think, is pretty much you're set in the outfield, you're set behind the plate out of necessity.
Well, I mean, what about batting position? I mean, what about?
But see, I think that's overrated. Personally, I think the order 1 through 9 is overrated.
But it's psychologically for your players. It's not. I mean, if you're batting 9th right now, and all of a sudden you have an opportunity to go to 3.
Yeah, but the 9th is not. That's not going to ever happen.
Yeah,
but the 9th hole hitter ends up hitting 3. Well, there's something bad drastically happened with your team. Brant Broussard's not going to hit 3rd. I can tell you that
where's Watson hitting right now?
2nd. He's hit second this weekend.
So let's say he stays at 200. You don't think that he has an opportunity to go down? Let's say he stays at. He keeps struggling, Ronnie. So you're going to sit here and tell me that people, if they're struggling, they don't move.
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that on good teams, on number 1 ranked team, national championship type teams, where you're at in the batting order, so is insignificant. And here's what I mean by that.
I don't think it is.
If you're the leadoff batter versus the number 9 batter, what does that mean? That means maybe you get one less at bat.
Yeah,
a game. Maybe.
And it's psychologically important to these players, Ronnie. They're all competitors.
These players don't feel these guys aren't as mentally insecure like you are. They
all
absolutely
athletes are insecure in their own little ways.
Yeah, but I mean, they all are. It's all about the
exactly why you only had one good weekend at LSU.
There's a lot of good players that are hitting 300.
Because your feelings were hurt when Coach sat you and wouldn't give you back on the mound.
Not at all. See, I was a guy that fully could look myself in the mirror and understand I deserved it. All right. Speaking of coaches, this was a little treat over the weekend. And Bill Franquez, the longtime voice of the Tigers at Alex Box Stadium.
Is this the story?
Yes, we're about to show the video.
Your former coach
to show the video
that took you off the mound.
I'm going to explain
and made you not pitch anymore in big games. Is that the guy? Because he didn't trust you.
I don't know that you're checking your history accurately, but over the weekend I filled in on Friday and Sunday for Bill Franquez, the longtime voice of the Tigers at Alex Box Stadium. Since 1990, he's been the voice, and he's been the sports information director for LSU baseball since then as well. Wears 2 hats. Bill, unfortunately, had prostate cancer, had surgery to remove his prostate on Friday. All went well. He sent out messages that all's going well, and the prognosis is very good. The doctors are telling him. So our prayers to Bill. He'll be back in a few weeks. In the meantime, a number of us are pinch hitting, and I'm doing like 3 games. So Friday night, I told Coach Bertman, and I told us on Sports Shorts, and Jacob Hester's show, Hanging with Hester on Friday. I said, look, I'm going to get the chance. I'm going to do Skip Bertman's voice. I'm going to announce an inning imitating Skip Bertman.
Right.
And I let Skip know, and he laughed, and everybody was fine with it. Well, I didn't realize that Skip Bertman was at the game, sitting in the press box, sitting in the athletic director's suite to the left of the press box. So he's sitting there with Dan Canterbury watching the game, and all of a sudden I go on the PA and I go, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the press box, Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame legendary coach Skip Bertman, who'll take us through the 5th. And, of course, he's sitting in the stands hearing this like, what? And people are looking at him like, what? So he's like, what is going on? So he and Dan Canterbury get up, walk over to the press box, and are, stick their head in like, what's going on? They see me. They start laughing. They understand. So while I'm doing Coach Bertman's voice on the top of the 5th, he's standing next to me, and he's laughing, getting a kick out of it. Finally, he decides, hey, hand me the microphone here. I want to go ahead and, try to do a few, see if anybody knows the difference between you doing me or me doing you. And so anyway, we've got Michael Cobble from Channel 2 happened to come up to the booth, rolled some video on it, and edited it down, put out a little tweet. That's pretty funny. So here it is. This was on Twitter. You can give Sports Shorts a follow, sports_shorts on Twitter. Check out this video from Friday night.
Okay, so in the top of the 5th, no runs on 1 hit, 2 men left, and no errors. We move on to the bottom of the 5th, LSU 6, the Bulldogs 1. Okay, now we'll turn it back over to Hall of Fame coach Skip Bertman to bring us through the bottom of the 5th. Coach?
The first batter is Parent Broussard, our second baseman.
Like Tate Lisa.
There you go, Ron. You gotta wait till he gets up quick.
Actually, it's Cade Beloso.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. So, you got to go.
Have you talked to Bertman since?
Yeah.
The video's gone viral.
Follow
or whatever?
on Twitter. Go to sports_shorts or go to Channel 2. Give Michael Cobble a follow.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it, hear it better. Apologize, not award-winning video audio quality here on Sports Shorts, but that's what you get. You're watching Pelican. So here's the thing that I'll say.
Well, no, you're watching a show that we don't believe in pre-production.
Yeah, zero. So this is the thing that I'll say. Give you the story. So he comes up, and I hand him the microphone, and I point to the sheet, the lineup sheet, and I'll take full credit. I accidentally pointed to the wrong guy, to Brant Broussard, and told him, hey, he's coming up. Well, he wasn't. Brant Broussard wasn't coming to bat. Cade Beloso was coming back. So Skip doesn't look at the scoreboard, doesn't look at the field to see who's coming to play. He just takes my word for it, reads the sheet, and goes, now batting number 16, Brant Broussard. And immediately the support staff from the press box, they turn around and yell, it's Cade Beloso. It's Cade Beloso. So Skip and I just start dying laughing. And then you see him go, correction, it's actually Cade Beloso, So we're laughing and all that. Well, then the next guy comes up, it's Hal Hughes, but Skip just goes with it, thinks, well, it must be Brant Broussard. Now he goes with Brant Broussard again, but it's Hal Hughes. And that's where you see me turn purple and grab the microphone. And what you don't see is finally the next guy was Brant Broussard.
Right,
And he got it right. But it was funny because a lot of the people in the stands didn't realize it was actually Skip because they thought it was still me goofing. The red phone rings in the press box,
Right.
and it's some upper management with the
Not happy.
with the athletic department, and they're like, "Hey, shut it down. Let's go play it straight. Let's play it straight."
Right.
They thought it was just me goofing, saying the
Did the
names
sweat
wrong on
start
purpose.
coming right when you got that call? Did you get a little sweat?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, as soon as Bill gets back, I'm never going to do it again anyway, right?
So how many more times do you go up
I'm
there?
just doing. I did it Sunday, which was a shocker. It was a 50-50 coin flip that they're going to have me back on Sunday.
And you went
then
straight the whole time?
I went straight the whole time.
No
And then
red phone calls.
I think I had like one comment when Brant Broussard came to bat. I said, now batting number 16, Brant, Skip Bertman's favorite player, Broussard. I did do that once.
You goofed.
But that was
You
it.
goofed.
After that, it
But
was
no
all
call
straight.
from the red box.
No call from the red
Red
box.
phone.
We played it straight. Well, what was funny is Skip goes, looks like I'm going to get you fired after the,
Won't be the first time.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll take a time out. When we come back on Sports Shorts, we're going to talk a little Robert Kraft. Have you guys, my back's a little tight. I could use a massage. Maybe Robert Kraft knows where I can go get one.
I mean, what if you went in there and really wanted to get a massage?
Yeah, and Andy Cannizaro, not to put those two in the same topic, but Andy Cannizaro's got a new job. We'll tell you where. And a guy who doesn't have a job, speaking of getting fired, the coach from Last Chance U. Remember him?
Oh.
Independence, Kansas. Well,
Not
Last
smart.
Chance U, the Netflix documentary series that's must-watch TV. Well, he's out of a job. We'll tell you why.
Can't
That's
do
coming up
these
next.
things anymore, Ron.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau Saint Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase.
Introducing the Mercedes-Benz family of vans, including the full-size Sprinter and the mid-size Metris. If these are your wingtips, if this is your gourmet latte, then these are your Vans. Vans for professionals. Strictly professionals. Best commercial van residual value according to ALG, and starting at just $25,995. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to...
When you come to Relief Windows, your experience starts here.
Or here.
Then we come to your home.
We measure twice.
And then we bring custom windows to your home.
We remove your old windows.
Install your new windows.
Clean our mess.
And we make sure you're completely satisfied.
And all of this before you pay a dime. And at Relief Windows, our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Relief Windows.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
Welcome back, everybody, to Sports Shorts. Ronnie Rance, he's Joel Davis. We're presented by LeBears Casino in Baton Rouge. And, you know, a little bit of we kind of figured this would happen, but the timing is such that it takes a little bit of the luster this week for LSU basketball. Will Wade will be, you know, is being subpoenaed to testify April the 22nd. Easier for me to say. He's got a subpoena.
Okay. Make sure you
April
that out correctly. He's got a subpoena.
Yeah, he will, and he has be subpoenaed to testify April the 22nd in court in a federal investigation into kind of the underworld of college basketball. He's on a wiretap. He and Sean Miller, the head basketball coach at Arizona, are on wiretap talking to Christian Dawkins, who's the guy who's been convicted. He's kind of the runner, agent, you know, go-between money guy, you know, handling kind of the recruitment of a couple players. And what this means is that on April the 22nd, when Will Wade goes to court, he's got to be honest, right? I mean, if he lies or doesn't tell the truth and they can prove it at some point, then that's jail time. You know, that's big time.
Unless, of course, Will Wade's any type of political figure, then there's no recourse at all.
Right.
Then he can lie to Congress. He can do whatever he wants.
Right.
No problem.
All right.
But if you're a basketball coach or a normal American, they'll throw the book at you and have 18 FBI agents show up at your door and arrest you.
This is oogie for LSU basketball.
It's very oogie. It's terrible timing.
This is very
terrible timing.
Because here's the thing, is that no matter what happens to LSU this spring, no matter how successful their basketball season is, and already it's been super successful, but let's say they make it to the Final Four or something. There's always going to be that dark cloud lingering.
Yeah, of course.
Because April 22nd is coming.
Well, they already
he's going to stand there, put his hand on the Bible, raise his right hand, and swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And we know, we know the truth is a good, juicy truth, right? College basketball, college football, the big-time 4- or 5-star athletes, there's some good, juicy truth there. And we all really want to know it. We just don't want our school to know. We don't want to know about our school. We want to know it about the other schools. We want them to get in trouble. We want to say Alabama's cheating or they're cheating.
Totally.
But we don't want to know the truth about our school, right?
No, I don't mind. They all should cheat, and they all do cheat. But I mean, we don't need to know about it. They all do it. They all do it, Ron.
You know what's amazing?
You think Alabama players are not getting paid? Literally.
You know what's amazing is that in the history, you know, all these years have gone by, right? And there's never really been many stories about who, what, when, where, how, right? We know the SMU situation and the death penalty that the football program got in the mid '80s with the back in the Dickerson James gang, and there's been 30 for 30s on it, and so all the gory details came out on that. But think about it. In the history of college sports, big-time Division I basketball, big-time division, big-time football, all the things that go on, and nobody's really spilled the beans, like the actual gory details of who, what, when, where, how. How is it that all those, you go in the parking lot of any Division I big-time program athletic department, you're like, wow, those are pretty nice cars. How'd they get that? Nobody, everybody just goes, I don't know. We don't ask that question.
Right.
Let's not talk about it. Their daddy works
just
hard.
Just a big donor. Big donor.
Their daddy works hard. They wanted to have that 4-door Tahoe for their 19-year-old.
Right.
Even though they went to public school and they made, the combined average income of $32,000 between the parents. But let's not ask any questions.
It's also kind of like in the NFL with the Bounty Gate thing, right? I mean, that was in every locker room.
Saints got
every
busted,
locker
but everybody
room.
was doing it.
Somebody has to be the fall guy, right?
Right.
Somebody has to be the fall guy to try to clean it all up, to scare everybody else out of doing it. Everybody had bounties on that was just part of the NFL.
Absolutely.
Saints are the ones that had to pay the penalty.
You know what it is? It's the speeding analogy, right? If you drive through Port Barry, you're gonna maybe get a ticket. But you know what? If 100 of us drive through Port Barry, they can't get us all.
No.
They're going to get 2 or 3.
How many you got in there?
Port Barry, not so much. I don't know if I've gotten one. Washington now, when you go to Opelousas and you get on 49 going north in that little town of Washington, back in the day, they used to drop the speed limit 10 miles an hour. I think now it's the same or it's only 5. But that was a trap city.
Ville Platte's a trap, major trap.
Little town. I mean, I got one in Denham the other day by my house. 62 and a 45.
I'll tell you, you can get a ticket anywhere you want, but let me tell you the one you don't want. The worst ticket you can get is a school zone ticket. Not because of the cost, but you just can't go pay the ticket, right?
Right.
You can't just go, I was speeding in the school zone. I'm going to go pay it. No, you have to go to court.
Yeah, they're
you have to do a class.
Make you look bad.
No, you literally have to show up at court on your court date. You can't just send in the money.
Yeah. So anyway, it's the speeding, and now they're all doing it, but only a couple get caught. If you watch Netflix Narco, right? Great. I'm all in all the Narco shows and all. Look, the federal government had a deal. They would bust a few places, make an example. So it's kind of like, hey, you got to give us something if you want us to stay off your back on the other. And it's the same way here, man. And so look, this is not great. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. April 22nd, Will Wade's going to raise his hand and swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but his truth about this whole Christian Dawkins situation where he's on the wiretap discussing the recruitment of a player. Sean Miller will be there as well. Let's just hope that it's not as bad.
When does the tournament start?
Well, the tournament will be over with by then. Tournament starts mid-March, and it'll
March
be over
Madness.
with first week of April.
Right. But just trying to wonder when major things will start breaking, and as far as news leading into that, you don't want anything to distract the players from the ultimate goal.
Well,
and if your coach is in trouble,
it's going to be a conversation piece. Look, we knew that this was going to happen, but it happened now. Distract the players. Look, this subpoena thing's going to happen after April.
Yeah, but they're talking about it now.
Yeah, I mean they're going to get asked.
I mean, when are they really going to start asking questions? And it's probably going to be right when the tournament starts, especially when when your team moves further into the tournament. And you become bigger news, they're more that your name.
Speaking of talking about it now, Robert Kraft, $6 billion he's worth, busted in a ring over in Jupiter, Florida, for one of these massage happy ending parlor places. Supposedly he's on the wire more than once.
Allegedly
on the wire. He has denied everything. By the way, he's got an attorney who said he's done nothing illegal. Everything's denied. Blah 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 blah. Let me tell you something. You go into these spas.
This poor girl.
And sure she got paid well.
It doesn't matter, dude. That's tough. That's a tough ask.
What?
I mean, if you're this.
Yeah, but they're professionals. It's what they do. Massage, professionals.
Yeah, but I mean, still, you got to look at that.
So Robert Kraft.
And it gets worse, I'm sure.
I don't know what's going to happen, but I will say this: he's not going to be forced to sell the team.
No.
Is his reputation going to take a hit? Is he the butt of Saturday Night Live jokes? I'm sure going to be. Absolutely. Is he probably going to be a lot more low key over the remaining part of his life? Absolutely. But it's not going to.
Is Tom going to let him kiss him on the mouth anymore?
Well, I mean,
Tom might have to draw the line now.
I mean, well, first, you're assuming that he's kissing someone else on the mouth. He's getting a massage with a special kind of massage. That's all it is. It's not.
Is that all it is?
It doesn't involve mouths.
You don't know what it involves,
well,
bro.
I mean, look, we don't know. But the thing that's
Got a lot of
amazing, I
money.
mean, this guy's worth $6 billion. If you want to do something oogie,
why wouldn't he go on his yacht? Why wouldn't he just invite a million girls to go on that yacht?
There's just a million ways to. I mean, this is when you know you got a problem, and this is when you know you've done it a lot.
Kind of like you're gambling.
When you, yeah. But this is when you know you've done it a lot. When you get busted at a strip mall USA. I mean, what did he do? Roll up in his Rolls Royce, have a limo drop him off at the. Is that what it was? Limo drop him off.
I just get this picture of this little facility in like a strip center. It's like
there's a few around here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It says like nails and they do your fingers and your toes and the little nail spas. It's a nail spa, and then there's a back room. But I'm trying to imagine this guy getting out of a limo, probably a Rolls Royce limo, walking into this sleaze bag little place where there's maybe even underage girls, which is awful, and him doing this. So I'm like, man, I really want to know the news. I want to know who the people were in this facility that were doing it. Because if it's human trafficking and it's really that, and he's in there participating in that, man, I hope he goes to jail, and I hope he goes to jail for a long time. I really did.
He may not have known the context of how they got to the
Let me
United
just tell you
States
something. If you're involved with that kind of stuff, if you're into that, Ron, there's some hairy stuff going on, and especially if they don't speak English at all.
It's just going to be. This is going to be must watch and follow TV.
Do you agree with that?
It's going to be must watch, follow TV. To
and he
see
should
what
lose
happens.
the team if it comes.
You've got guys that are open hands beating women that are getting contracts. I mean, like
I'm just saying,
there's a lot worse things in the world than a happy ending massage.
No. I'm talking about if there's underage girls.
Well, I mean, okay, you just took it to underage. We don't know that there's
human trafficking can be anything, dude. You don't know.
Yeah.
Do they have birth certificates? Probably not. They probably don't have. I'm just being honest. They probably don't have birth certificates.
I doubt there's underage girls in the United States in these places.
Oh,
okay. I mean, this is right in the middle of Jupiter, Florida. It's not in the back room of somebody's house.
All right.
But regardless, it's a sleazy deal. But it doesn't.
We don't know how sleazy yet.
It doesn't. It's not worth. They can't make him sell the team. I mean, if they made every owner sell the team that was involved in prostitution, I mean, that's like saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe that such and such university paid a player to play sports." Hey, finger pointing at them, 4 back at you. You know what I mean? Like, let's slow the roll a little bit here.
No, I'm not saying.
Let's slow the roll. You ever been to an owners meeting? Because I have. I've been to an owners meeting in Phoenix, Arizona 20 years ago at the Biltmore Resort. And been in the hotel lobby and in the bar.
And?
There's a lot of ladies. Okay, that weren't their wives. Okay?
You know who we don't have to worry about is Gail Benson.
The owners are not gonna say Robert Kraft's got to go. This is
they're all
horrific
participating.
because they don't. Robert Kraft doesn't want them saying, "Really, Jerry? You're gonna talk about me?
You were there last week, Jer.
Let's talk about you, Jerry."
Oh, Gail, you be quiet because I know you were coming next week, Gail Benson.
That would be the only biggest scandal if it was Gail Benson.
Gail
All right,
Benson, we would be like, bravo,
We're
Gail.
behind on the
Bravo.
break. We'll take a break. Sports Shorts will be back right after this.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau Saint Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase.
Introducing the Mercedes-Benz family of vans, including the full-size Sprinter and the mid-size Metris. If these are your wingtips, if this is your gourmet latte, then these are your vans. Vans for professionals. Strictly professionals. Best commercial van residual value according to ALG, and starting at just $25,995. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to...
When you come to Relief Windows, your experience starts here.
Or here.
Then we come to your home.
We measure twice.
And then we bring custom windows to your home.
We remove your old windows.
Install your new windows.
Clean our mess.
And we make sure you're completely satisfied.
And all of this before you pay a dime. And at Relief Windows, our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Relief Windows.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
All right, our final segment of Sports Shorts. A lot still to get to. Little rapid fire here, Joel. So Friday night, you went to Kiss.
Yeah.
You went and saw your 4th ever Kiss concert.
Yes.
At the age of 49, you said you were probably one of the youngest people there.
Yeah, I was
That's
pretty
amazing.
close. I mean, it was old. It was a lot of old people, and we're still alive. We're still kicking. But when the next time they decide to do a concert, maybe in like 10, 15 years, they're going to start losing their audience.
Yeah, right.
They're about 10 years away from the audience literally starting to die off.
I mean, how many more years do you think Kiss really can go?
Well, this is the farewell tour.
Oh, this was the farewell tour?
This is the end of the road tour.
End of the road tour.
Of course, in 2001 or 2003, that was their farewell tour. So
16 years ago.
Right. But now I will say this. I saw him in 83. So that was with no makeup. And Vinnie Vincent, who's now a woman, was the guitar player. And Eric Carr was the drummer. That was no makeup. And it smelled like marijuana in the stadium. That was the Biloxi Gulf Coast Coliseum. My mom just dropped me off by myself. And I went because I was not the great concert. The light show was nowhere near. This is kind of when they were kind of losing their steam. Then saw them for the first time ever in like 2002, whatever it was, their farewell tour. With the makeup. I saw them in Lafayette and in New Orleans. Back to back. I had front row seat. 3rd row dead center. Incredible. I had a friend at Ticketmaster, one of my clients. Incredible. That was like you're in awe the whole time. You've never seen them. This is my childhood coming. It's in my face. I can see everything. I got blood on me.
Early 30s.
I got blood on me from Gene. He's doing his thing. So, and then this one was more like I wasn't as in awe because I saw him. I've seen him before. Music's still good. Still love the music. Nostalgia moments. Hearing "Do You Love Me" and all these great songs. But it didn't have the same effect on me as it did in the 2000s. So the 4th time, but I loved it.
They didn't play the 16 song, huh?
No, that's way politically incorrect now. You can't do that one.
Yeah, it's a song about a girl who's 16 years old, so they don't.
If you listen to Pandora hairband radio, every band has at least one song that they can't play anymore.
All right. Andy Cannizaro, just a quick take on this. Andy Cannizaro, long time, he was assistant coach at LSU in baseball. Then he went over to Mississippi State, led them to Super Regional first year.
Yep.
Year 2, 1 week into the season, he was let go by Mississippi State for some inappropriate behavior. So he's been out of coaching for a year. Announced just this past week he's back in coaching at Holy Cross High School. He takes over in June. Put out a release saying this has been the toughest year of his life, but it's brought his family closer. It's all been about family, blah, 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 blah. Hey, look, it's all about forgiveness, right? I mean, this goes to the last segment about casting stones at Robert Kraft or Will Wade. You know, I mean, look, we've all done things. We're all, you know, but Andy Cannizaro, you talk about go from the top of the mountain. This guy was making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
He's not making that
at Mississippi State, where they just built a $90 million facility. And now he's at Holy Cross.
And winning.
Right.
So now, you know, which would have gotten him another contract, and it'd have been, he'll be back.
You think he's going to be back in college one day?
Dude, that's like sleeping in a king bed. Going from a twin to a king and then going back to a twin. You're going to find a way to get back to that king bed. And he's going to get back to the king bed at some point.
Pelicans shocked the world, beat LeBron James and the Lakers without Anthony Davis. They did not play him. They still beat the Lakers. So the Lakers are a hot garbage mess. They may not make the playoffs. The Pelicans are unraveling, but winning enough to where they're not going to get a low pick. I mean, this is just a bizarre basketball season.
But you're seeing what the Pelicans can be in the future when you see these younger players starting to step up like Randall. I mean, Randall, I'm so excited to see him play well.
He's Joel Davis. I'm Ronnie Rance. Don't forget to check out JD, myself, and Buzzy Heidel Saturdays from 10 until noon on ESPN Radio 104.5, 104.9 in Baton Rouge. That's Saturdays 10 to noon. Sports Shorts right here on Pelican every Monday and Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. Have a good one, everybody.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.
If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau Saint Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase.
Introducing the Mercedes-Benz family of vans, including the full-size Sprinter and the mid-size Metris. If these are your wingtips, if this is your gourmet latte, then these are your vans. Vans for professionals. Strictly professionals. Best commercial van residual value according to ALG, and starting at just $25,995. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to...
When you come to Relief Windows, your experience starts here.
Or here.
Then we come to your home.
We measure twice.
And then we bring custom windows to your home.
We remove your old windows.
Install your new windows.
Clean our mess.
And we make sure you're completely satisfied.
And all of this before you pay a dime. And at Relief Windows, our #1 product is customer satisfaction.
Relief Windows.
Heater outages hurt everyone. Don't be a victim. Call Accutemp and schedule your maintenance check today.